welcome into the Around the Horns podcast. It's your boy Tristan, your main man Mario, and we are sad today, Mario. Final week of the regular season, but if we can turn those frowns upside down, it's you and I here on Tuesday night, Fuel and Iron Food Hall. How you feeling, dude?
You know what? Spring is just a few days away. The snow, the cold is melting away, and the joy that I feel for this final push. We've got this regular season weekend, and then it's playoff hockey time, and I can't wait. So speaking of thawing out, boy, are our players turning it up, got the temperature going after a hot weekend. I think everyone's feeling pretty good right now, Tristan.
They're feeling a little heavier with those 6 points in their pockets, too. And to talk about this weekend's success, Bulls fans, give it up for our Period 1 guest, Head Coach Chris Wilhite. Coach, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing well, fellas. Thanks for having me back. It's you nailed it on the head. Yesterday we got back from the trip, and I got to lay outside for a bit. Sun was out, so did a little bit of yard work, got outside, but the sun's definitely out.
Did you get the farmer's tan going? Is it sun's out, guns out at the Wilhite household?
It's, we do what we can. Obviously, I'm not getting spray tans or tanning beds like some people, but no, the sun was out, and I enjoyed it.
We will talk to some sun tanners later on in the show, but for now we're talking to the all-natural head coach, Chris. Let's talk about this weekend. A split series, not your first this season, and I think you're getting the hang of it now. You start the weekend on the road in Idaho Falls, you take care of the Taters, and then you roll into Rock Springs and you take 2 more from the Grizzlies. Talk about what went well, what you liked out of this weekend series, and how you feel after 6 big points.
Yeah, we played really well. The boys played really well. They played structured hockey. They played clean hockey. I've been saying it for the last 2 weeks now. Like, it's okay to play boring hockey. You don't need to be flashy. You don't need to make these spectacular plays. Just keep the game simple. Bore the other team. When you go into a building like Idaho's, you want to take their fans out of it as soon as possible. So it's okay to play a boring game, and I think we did that. I think we played Bulls hockey, obviously, but we played a boring game where you're so structured. You got pucks out, you chipped it out, you got pucks deep, you were on it. Like, it was just simple hockey, and that's what we're calling boring hockey. So at this time of the year, boring hockey wins games, and that's what you need to do in playoffs, is win games. So I'm really happy with how the boys played. Our penalty kill was lights on. We did a really good job on the PK this weekend. So kudos to them. They were blocking shots, getting in lanes, and guys showed up. Our defense played really well. We played all 3 goalies. They were studs once again. But I thought our guys played really well, and I'll be honest, it's almost harder going into Rock Springs than it is Idaho. When you're playing in front of 2,500 to 4,000 people in Idaho, you can get up for that game. It's fun. It's fun to play in front of fans. That's why we always get good games at our building, is people love to come to our building and play. But when you go to Rock Springs, it's a little quieter. It's a little different. It's a little colder. It's just a little harder to play in Rock Springs. So, but overall, I thought our guys played really well. And when you're playing 3 games in 3 days, it's hard. But the boys got it done. Stewie had a great goal in overtime, and we got out of there.
And you were able to do that without your usual partner in crime on the bench with you. You had Tyler Thunberg out there, and it seems like he finally got his act together and was able to get the timing and everything else down. How has that transition been? I know you guys are a tight-knit group, but having some different faces on the bench for the boys and for yourself, and the saucy one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's no different, right? The boys play and they know their game. We've been doing it for 50 games now, and it doesn't really, I've said it before, it doesn't really matter who's on the bench. These guys know what to do. They know how to play, and
that's why we offered our services to help you out.
I know. And you know what? I don't want to look bad. I know you guys will come in and do way better than me, so that's why I said no. But, these guys are incredible. It doesn't really matter who the voice is. They know what to do, and It doesn't matter if it's Toons, Hoff, Dave. I think Hoff's going to get an appearance here soon this weekend.
Yikes!
But he knows what he's doing. We all know the structure. We've been doing this for a long time, and the boys know how to play. So kudos to the boys for just showing up and playing.
But I feel like Hoff is kind of in his emo phase right now. I see him with his hoodie on. He's always got his head down, looking at his computer. Like, is he going to be up and ready to go for that? Like, are you going to have to spur him on a little bit, or is he looking forward to that?
I'm pretty sure he got some new pants, got some new shirts. Yeah, he's
dress clothes. I think he got rid of them,
flashy. Right? Yeah, he's looking a little flashy. So he's getting the call up, and he's definitely going to make a point of it. His hair will be perfect. His eyes, his lips, his legs, his shoes.
Wild.
You can go around. Hoff's a good-looking guy, and he'll just do his job and be ready to go.
Yeah, but he's been dressing like Adam Sandler for the last 6 months.
And it's a good thing you're playing night games, because the dude would not be awake for a 10 a.m. start on Saturday.
No way.
Yeah, I told him to leave the slides at home this time, so that's good. That's a good start.
Thank God. Coach, you mentioned it just briefly, but I have to ask you about the goaltender play this weekend. Obviously, Pecker with the 40-plus save Friday night. You roll out Ryan Henry. He does what he does. Friedman continues to be lights out. It is a situation that every team in the league would want to be in right now. You're entering a playoff push where you've got three guys that could consistently play night in and night out for you. Does it make it more difficult for you, or is it just a blessing to say, yeah, I've got three guys that when I give them my full trust, they go out and play out of their mind for me?
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing when you have the three best goalies in the league. It's easy. But it's hard at the same time. These guys are competitors. They want to play every game. So each night I got to be the bad guy with two BIs. But they get it. They understand what we're doing. The only thing that matters right now is wins. And if they're going to continue to give us it, then they're going to continue to play. So you understand in playoff hockey that you need a guy to step up and be that guy. But I'm going to be honest. If all three are rolling like this, you might just see all three.
It's not a bad spot to be in. And another unit that is showing up when you need them most consists of two of the guys that are coming on later tonight. And I want to talk specifically about Stewie and Noah, guys that had awesome weekends. Stewie, a 2-goal, 1-assist performance for you. Game winner there late on Sunday night. Narog, his first junior goal. You've got these guys stepping up when you have a couple of injuries, obviously relying on some different players. We've talked about Brock stepping in over the last few weeks. When you've got these guys stepping up, filling the void, and maybe even exceeding some of those expectations, Coach, how good do you feel as a coach, not only on the performance side, but a guy who's worked hard to develop these guys over the course of the year?
Yeah, they're playing great. We always talk about over the years next man up mentality, and it's just a different buzz around these guys right now. They're willing to do whatever it takes. It's the horns up, horns out mentality that these guys are ready to go, and it's what these guys are doing. You go down the list of Noah. He's been in a unique position being an 07 all year. But when you need him, he's willing to step up, and the boys love him. So he's going to continue to play. He's going to continue to play great. We love Noah. He's really stepped up, and especially as that young guy, if you just look at him, you're not thinking he's really young when he's just manhandling people. But he's doing a really good job. Stewie, he stepped up in a big way this week. I think he had 3 goals this weekend, a huge one against Idaho Falls, and then two in Rock Springs with an overtime winner. So when you're getting our D-men involved in a way that they are getting themselves involved, it's a full team mentality that it's not just going to be one guy. Like, it's not, let's be honest, it's not going to just be the twins, right? It's going to be everybody involved, and if you really do want to put a ring on your finger at the end of this, every guy has to step up and be the man, and I think our team's
someone's proposing? Oh, championship ring. My bad. Continue.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I don't think anybody's getting.
I don't know if we should do the Beyonce dance.
No, I don't think that. I don't think we're there. But no, these guys want a championship. They want to be that championship team, and right now it's a championship mentality.
I looked at the standings for the NCDC, and I'm looking at, I think it's 22 teams total, and you guys are right up there in the top 7. How important is it to really have a good showing moving forward into the playoffs for a long-term perspective. Obviously, we want that ring. We're going to talk about the here and now. But you guys have continued to battle and put up, make Pueblo a destination for junior hockey. How important is it for you guys to really make a huge push for recruiting efforts in the future with this playoff push right now?
Yeah, it's huge, right? You always try to stay present on where your boots are, but as an organization, as coaches, we have jobs to do. You always got to prepare for the future, and these guys are making it where Pueblo is a destination. Obviously we coach, you guys do an amazing job off the ice, but players look at the player mentality, the player experience, and what these guys are doing. They've got a couple videos going viral, so players really get to see what it truly means to be a Bull, not just, hey, you're on the ice, you're doing this, but really the lifestyle of a player. And these guys are having fun. They make it where guys want to come here and play. So kudos to our guys for showing up all year and making this a destination where guys want to play. And you're definitely getting that traction. Winning definitely helps. When you're making playoffs, it definitely helps. But I'll say in the West in general, every team is doing a good job of being the team in the NCDC where you want to play. Right now, if you're thinking of the NCDC, you want to play in the West, and kudos to the whole division. But when you get to play in front of 1,200 fans on a nightly basis, that's definitely the place you want to be.
And keeping it free to play in the NCDC. So if you're looking to pay to play, you don't have to in Pueblo if you're an NCDC prospect. Let's just shamelessly plug that we will never make you pay to play NCDC hockey here in Pueblo.
We do charge him to be on the pod, though.
True. Also, shout out J-Mac, Quinn, Brownie, the boys that are holding it down on TikTok for us. Keep it up. Coach, final question here. Last 2 regular season games. Seeding is all you're playing for at this point. The playoff seeding is going to be the final hurdle to cross as you play these 2 games in Idaho Falls. What are you hoping to accomplish this weekend, and what are you hoping to carry with you into playoffs next week?
Yeah, you always want to win. So, to be honest, I'd love to go into Idaho and get 2 wins and solidify ourselves in 3rd place. Right now, we do have the tiebreaker. So I believe in the standings it does say we're 4th, but we are actually 3rd. So it comes down to obviously win percentage, and then it goes to head-to-head. And right now we have that. So it's going to be a big weekend across the West here. Our games are big. Utah and Ogden games are big. You really truly won't know where you sit until after this weekend, Saturday night, when the games are over. So, but to be honest, to watch the standings, yes, you got to do it. That's part of sports. But when you just win every game, it really doesn't matter.
Do you care where you finish at this point? Because I feel like the matchups that you match up nicely either way. And it's not going to be a home ice advantage at any point. So you're probably going to go through both teams anyway at some point, huh? Yeah,
you're probably going to have to go through both. And you ask the boys, they might have some differences on who they want to play. I don't really care. Again, we said it all year, but we're the team to beat, and I still believe that. And so with how our boys are playing right now, we're definitely still the team to beat, so it really doesn't matter. We'll take on anyone.
And boy, can I tell you how excited I am. I cannot wait for playoff hockey in Pueblo because it is going to be next level. I got to believe it.
More on that to come, Bulls fans. Let's not spoil it here in the first period. Let's give it up for our period 1 guest, Bulls head coach Chris Wilhite. Period 2, Mario, and period 3, with 2 of the baddest SOBs on this roster, on the official place for all things Pueblo Bulls hockey, the Around the Horns podcast. Bulls fans, welcome back to the Around the Horns podcast, period 2 time, and we are talking with the reigning, defending first star of Sunday Night Bulls fans. Give him a warm welcome, our period 2 guest, Trevor Stewart. Stewie, welcome back, man. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good to be back.
It's good to be talking to you after such an awesome weekend, and your coach obviously just hyped you up. We were sitting there hyping you up all weekend and glad to get you in because we have to talk about your performance this weekend. An overtime game winner on Sunday, a big goal Friday night. Talk about what you were seeing well on the ice this weekend and how good you feel.
To start in Idaho, that's just a fun place to play, and it was after the media timeout. Just kind of play developed. They put it down to the wing. I just poke checked and just saw open ice, so I went, and I was lucky enough that Vesti hit me with a nice pass, probably the best pass I've got all season, and I was alone on a B-way, and when you're on a B-way in Idaho in front of 5,000 fans, you can't miss that opportunity. So I buried.
They'll let you hear it if you miss it. You're going to feel bad about yourself.
Scoring in that building's unreal. 5,000 fans, just kind of stare them down, stick the tongue out maybe. Just let them know you're there.
Let it get nice and quiet.
Just kill that place. Sunday, different momentum. It was you and 9 people that occupy the ice arena there in Rock Springs, and you were playing lights out. I could see you fighting for position all night. You were waiting in that third period, trying to put home a game winner earlier than OT. Obviously, it didn't take you long in overtime. What did you see Sunday night that sounded a little bit better than Saturday?
That's probably the most boring place I've ever played in my hockey career. So you kind of just got to bear down, play boring hockey, find ways to, just bear down and just get through it, I guess. There's nothing else you can do.
Are you saying bear down because their soon-to-be defunct mascot was the Grizzlies?
Yeah,
now they're going to be Miners, so you got.
Yeah, I don't really know. But
wow.
Yeah,
we're going to have fun with that next season. I can tell you right now. If you want to see some questionable commentary, we're going to lean hard into the Miners.
Pause.
But, just kind of finding ways to do what you can. In overtime, we went up 4-on-3 on the power play, and then we took one, so we had to kill one off, and I was put out there and just kind of killed it off. My roommate Noel over there had a good save, got the primary apple, and I just went up ice and shot it, high glove, went in, and just couldn't have been happier to get out of there.
Shut him down. Even the guy on play-by-play was like, okay, I guess that does it for hockey this weekend. See ya, and cut the stream. You really shut that place down. And I don't know what else they had to go do on a Sunday night in Rock Springs, but it was not watch you guys celebrate on their ice any longer.
No. There was probably only 20 people there we had. I think we had half of them. 10 Bulls fans came out. Gavin Barr's family came out for his birthday. So, Bulls fans were there in Rock Springs, which is crazy because I don't know who wants to go there.
Yeah, I understand why people don't turn out. But, hey, listen, you spent some time on the road. You got another weekend on the road. And then, let's face it, you're going to turn right back around and kick off the playoffs on the road. Any chance you guys worry about that in the back of your mind, the lethargy or any issues of being tired or just being road warriors? You're up for it and ready to go?
Yeah, at this point in the season, it's just kind of you're used to it. You're on the road, you're at home, doesn't really matter where you are. You just kind of have to stick with it. Got a month left, there's nothing else, there's nothing to lose. Just all out every day. That's all you can really do.
When you look back, Stewie, obviously you talk about these things that have become accustomed over the course of a long season. You look back and you joined the team just a couple weeks into the year. How much have you grown as a player? How bonded do you feel now to this team? And what's different now, sitting here a week before playoffs, April is upon us, and you joined Pueblo in the middle of October? What has changed for you? What are you maybe most excited about that you've been able to accomplish this season?
I think I've grown a lot as a player, on the defensive side specifically. I think Chris has helped me a lot with that. I'd say when I got here, I was seen more of just an offensive defenseman and I wouldn't say not trusted, but I wasn't the go-to guy for the kill. I wasn't the go-to guy for, 2 minutes left in the game, we need a stop. I was more of we need offense, I'll go out there, but I think I've gained trust with Chris on the D side. I think this last weekend I had a few shifts on the kill and I killed off a penalty, so that's big for me. I think the team aspect, I think we've grown a lot. When you're a month into the season, a lot of things change. People go, people come. It's just part of junior hockey, but after the deadline, the last month, the team sticks together. We're all hanging out. It's the same guys every day, and you kind of just bond together, and that's what playoffs is about, just team chemistry and just,
Well, speaking of bonding and chemistry, I haven't seen you in any of the TikToks. What's going on with that?
I'm the filmer.
Oh,
So, yeah,
it's your artwork.
manager,
It's your eye.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm the
okay.
manager. We filmed another one out on the job site. We were taking pictures the other day. So I think it's Gazer, Bill, Brownie, Macker. They're all in it, and then I'm behind the scenes.
Well, I think it's going to take off. You guys got something special there.
It's fun.
Yeah, there's something special, and it's Hunter Bill in a cage in the middle of a desert. Like, that is special as it gets. That is weird stuff. But
Yeah.
you guys have captured lightning in a bottle, and kudos to you and the TikTok boys here. I do want to also ask you about that chemistry. Something about coming to Pueblo obviously changes the way players perceive junior hockey. Coach talked a little bit about it, that mentality of being more bought into the community and all those things. You just watched 3 guys on your team, Hofer, Vesti, and Clark, pass 100 games with Pueblo. How cool is that to know these guys started their junior career here, they're ending it here, and they've dedicated 100-plus games to these fans who dedicate every day to you guys?
It's awesome. I mean, seeing them get their 100 game pucks and just give a little speech in the locker room, it's awesome knowing, like, those are our leaders. They've been here for a year, now 2 years. They've played 100 games here. They have the experience. I mean, like, you can't ask for more out of those 3 guys as leaders, just kind of being with us every day. You know, they always have your backs.
And another big accomplishment, defensemen that you skated with quite a bit this year, Nikita Bondriev, the all-time scoring leader for defensemen in Pueblo Bulls history. This team is just littered with accolades and history, and you get to be a part of that, Stewie. How special is this group, and how do you feel like you're leaving your mark on such a really touted season?
It's awesome. I mean, I couldn't be happier to be here, and I think we're going to have a good run in playoffs, and expect a lot from us. I mean, we're going to bring it back home and have some home playoffs games, so I mean, first playoff games in Pueblo for the NCDC, so I think it's going to be awesome.
And, you know, real quick, Tristan, we got to give this guy some credit, too, because Nikita's had a great year, but our number 2 defenseman for overall points and has exceeded Nikita's goal scoring is with us right now. We're looking at him right now. So congratulations to you. I know when you talk about, like, those top 5 players on a team, oftentimes you don't see D-men really high up there, but there you are. You're sitting on top, putting out production game after game. If you're not scoring, you're still, making an impact. And I would say, we laugh all the time. We joke during the games because, again, you take that puck and we can't even say pinching. It's not even pinching. It's like you go full forward. And it's funny to see one of the Martianauts back up and run and work the blue line to make sure the puck stays in play. So you have the trust of everyone knows. Do your business. Get out of the way. I'll back you up, and that's got to feel great.
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, it helps having Hofer on the back end for me. We joke around. I tell him that I get him the plus, and he saves me from the minuses. I'll go up there.
That's a great way to look at it. Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying to him though that he's got to do some goal scoring, and that I'll take a step back and let him go up a couple times, and maybe he can put one in the back of the net. But yeah, I mean, it's great. I know I can go up when I have Hofer. I've got Keats. I've got forwards that can play defense. Like, we're a very well-rounded team. We have depth, and that's kind of why I know that I can go up and join the rush and do what I can do.
And I don't think other teams can really plan for that either. I think that's where a lot of the successes come from. It's because positionally everyone's kind of working on where they're supposed to be, and you are a disruptor on the ice and make them kind of question where they are and who's doing what.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it in Idaho, like when the play broke down, it just kind of, like, I go up ice and you can't really expect it. Like, I got back to the bench and everybody was just kind of confused. They were like, where did you come from? So it's just like, I don't know. I think it's an aspect of my game that helps me a lot, just speed and joining the rush. So it's unexpected, I would say.
You talk about the depth on the team as a whole, Stewie, which obviously you guys are killing it. It's a tough decision, talking to coach, to tell one guy every night you can't suit up, right? And it's tough to dust a couple of guys, especially when your goalies are playing at the top of the league. You've got forwards that are their 8th, 9th option and not even being able to suit up. On the defensive side of things, you haven't been as lucky. You've had to play just about every single night the last few weeks as injuries continue to mount up. You've had a guy, Brock Barron, come into the unit and is a mainstay now. I just just asked Coach, were you that injured or is Brock that good? And he goes, well, it's kind of a mix. And I think you see these kind of developments throughout the season. Obviously, a guy we're going to talk to in a few minutes, Noah, has stepped up big in the absence. How do you feel like some of that adversity on the defensive side has helped you step up as a leader?
I mean, we lost Brownie with an 8-game suspension. And then we lost Nogs with a 2-game suspension. We went into Idaho.
And we call those BS suspensions.
Yeah. That was Brownie got way too many games for that. But I mean, we go into Ogden with 5D, and Brock steps up to the plate, and I think he played 1 game at D, and then we all realized that he could play defense. So I think he's sticking with us on the back end for the rest of the season. But I mean, to step up as a leader, I think our whole D end could step up as leaders. You have Hof, Keats, me, MJ. Like when guys were out, the other guys stepped up, you could say. I mean, it was awesome.
And again, you were a late addition to the team, but a very welcome addition. We never know when it's our last time to interact with players because we don't know what the future holds for you, what teams or where you might be going. We always hope that you'll come back. But I think it's important to make sure that as we wrap up the season that we express our appreciation for you. You've been a great sport. You come on here, we talk nonsense, we're a little silly, we're a little goofy, and you put up with it, and we're very appreciative of that. We're appreciative of what you do on the ice, and we hope to see you in the future here in Pueblo no matter what course you go on.
Thank you.
Stewie, I'm going to give you a chance because these poor Bulls fans that came out to Fuel and Iron tonight aren't going to be able to see you until next week again because you got to go on the road to Idaho and they can watch you on Flow TV, which you're going to just be listening to the same stick-up-the-butt announcer that Idaho Falls is going to roll out there. So to get them amped for the weekend, Stewie, what do you have to say to the Bulls fans out there cheering you on?
I mean, 2 huge games in Idaho. You can't really do much on Flow hockey. It might not be that much fun to watch, but we're bringing it back home to Pueblo in a couple weeks, so just stay tuned.
Stay tuned, Bulls fans. Give it up for our Period 2 guest one more time, Trevor Stewart. Mario, what do you say? You think we come back for Period 3? One more time for old time's sake?
Why not?
Don't go anywhere, Bulls fans. It's the official place for all things Pueblo Bulls hockey, the Around the Horns podcast. Bulls fans, welcome back to the Around the Horns podcast, Period 3 time, and it has taken us 14 weeks to bring back the guest that you've all been waiting for. Maybe a legend amongst legends here in Pueblo because guys are shouting, number 4, number 4. I've never seen a photo section and an autograph line in the middle of a game until we brought on our Period 3 guest, Bulls fans. Show some love for Noah Narog. Knox, welcome back, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. Excited to be chatting with you about some hockey, a really exciting point in the season. But before we talk about playoff hockey, we've got to talk about the legend that has become Noah Narog over the last couple of weeks. We obviously just talked about the Idaho Falls series a couple of weekends ago. You're playing them on the road this weekend, and there's some bad blood, some tension there. But I think that's when things really kicked off for you as an icon, an advocate for young people to say that you too can kick your opponent's ass and feel good about it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
What do you think changed for you? What switch flipped and the legend of Noah Narog, the heavyweight champion of the world, was born?
Well, I don't know. It was something I was having a talk with my dad, and I was kind of at a low point in the season. I was trying to figure out, how do I get myself in the lineup more often? And we saw a video. It was NHL player Chris Pronger. He was retired, and he said, you can be a really good guy off the ice, and you can be excuse my French, but a dick on the ice. And so I tried to create this alter ego. So when I go onto the ice, I have this mindset that, it's my net, it's my team, my ice. You're not going to steal the puck from me. And just that's what I did. That's was my mindset. And it's obviously worked out pretty well for me.
Yeah, and you still, even on the ice, I feel like even when you're beating the hell out of the opposition, which we've seen, and I want to get more into that as well, but you have this smile, this movie star smile, and you have no problem. But to Tristan's point, it was the most wild, bonkers thing I'd ever seen. I've never seen a SmackDown where you knock a guy to the ice, you weren't done, you picked him back up, and you gave him some more.
Well, yeah, he was asking for it.
He was asking for it. But then, as you leave the ice, The fans in droves came down to the VIP section just wanting an autograph. They had never seen Pueblo. We've talked about this before. Pueblo is a blue-collar town. They like gritty hockey, okay? And you guys continually bring that to the table.
Yep.
But I don't know, Tristan, have we ever seen anything like that? Was
Never anything close.
like I feared for the life of that. I mean, I was like, you're going to go to prison, my guy. This dude just got murdered on the ice. And you continue to do that. When the gloves come off, you are just a rock'em sock'em robot.
Yep, the switch turns on, yeah. I like to say I like to play on the edge, and I think when I get into a fight, I go over the edge. But it's all right. It's kind of what needs to happen.
More than just what happens when you go over the edge, Noah, you were able to show what you're capable of doing on the ice in a more tactical fashion this weekend and netting your first junior goal.
Yep.
Talk about that experience. How cool was that? And congrats to you, man. A huge accolade.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a long time coming. I was after the second period, I think I missed a shot. I had a pretty wide open net. I missed it, and I came back to the locker room, and Clarky was trying to give me a fist bump, but I didn't notice after the fact, but I just dodged his fist bump completely, and he came to the locker room, and he's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just can't score." And he just had a big talk, and then I scored, and then after the game, Stewie was like, Chris gave me my game puck, I scored, and Stewie was like, "Can I be Noah for a second? Can I show you guys what Noah is?" So he sat down, and he's like, "I just can't score." It was pretty funny. He was making fun of me, kind of ripping on me a little bit, but it was a great experience to finally, net the first one there.
Got that monkey off the back, but also
Exactly.
I think that if anyone can really relay information to you too is Clarky, because I think he's had those same troubles and those same challenges, but he's persevered and look where he is now.
Yep, he's just a great guy to talk to. You can always, you're having a bad day, you're having a bad practice, is always right there for you.
Now, Noah, I want to ask you, because Coach mentioned earlier that as an 07, you're in a unique spot on this team. He's trying to get guys looks to go on and play at the next level. He's trying to build the roster that's optimized for the future, and obviously that includes you. And for Bulls fans watching at home that may not have seen the first time we had you on, when you stepped foot on the ice for the Bulls, Toons, Chris, Hoff, Marty Wakeland, any guy that you would talk to about your play style said when it clicks for Noah, he's going to be special. And I think we have seen you click piece by piece by piece over the last 14 weeks, and now everybody is seeing truly how special you can be. How do you kind of temper your expectations as a guy that I think your ceiling is maybe higher than anybody else's on this year's team, but you've got to fight through some of those battles of being one of the youngest guys on the team trying to earn your keep?
Part of it is just humbling myself after like a fight or like what happens, like I have the goal. Just gotta reset and humble, and know that I come to practice and work hard and continue, because that's what's been working for me, is just hard work and the work ethic and having the alter ego.
And I think what else has worked for him is counting to 3 in his head.
Yes, yep, that works very well for me.
And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, right before we went on, I got to put him on blast. Tristan said, "Count to 3," and he didn't count to 3. He said talking to his mic, and he thought he said to say it in his head.
Mic and mind,
he kept saying it over and over in his head. But we're like, what are you doing, dude?
I'm now starting to see that you probably talk a lot more in your mind, like whatever alter ego it is you're talking with.
100%, yeah.
It all makes sense now.
You guys got to be the benefit of the doubt there.
That's really good. We're proud of you, Noah.
Thank
we
you.
also want to ask you about the playoffs that are coming in just 2 short weeks. A really cool position for you in your first year in juniors with the Bulls. They're going to be hosting a playoff game here in less than 10 days, and you get to be a part of something really special. You got a chance to go make sure you've got your best chance to beat Idaho Falls this weekend, but when you turn the calendar into April, you've got playoff hockey. How excited are you for that, and how excited are you for the fans to get to show them some of the most exciting hockey they've ever seen?
I just can't wait. It's going to be a great experience. I know that the fans will definitely show up. I 100% expect them to, and just can't wait to get going. You got to finish this one out, but I know we're all looking forward to playoffs to start.
And you have that playoff, excitement, obviously, but you also have your own little fan club too. So that's got to be pretty special for you as well, seeing so many people.
Well, I was talking to Toons about my fight rule, and I reached it obviously, but he said it resets for playoffs. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. So you've got to be cool for 120 minutes of hockey.
Yep, 2 more games.
Make it through this weekend, and then we will see the real alter ego of Noah. Does it have an alter ego name? Do you drop Noah and you go to someone else?
No, nothing. I think me and my dad a couple of years ago had a tournament when I was like a squirt or something, and it was in Moose Lake, Minnesota. I think he calls me Moose, so I think that's a name we've kind of settled on is we call it Moose. So
the moose is loose
the moose
on that
is
dude's
loose.
face.
Yeah, that moose is going to be tame this weekend. We are going to put you behind bars,
Yeah.
Noah. But obviously, we are excited for the future for you with the Bulls. We are excited for what this team is able to accomplish. But I think more than anything, Mario and I are grateful for the chance to have gotten to know you over this season. A really special player. Obviously, someone we hope comes back and explores your option to see what Pueblo has to offer next year. But also with a little bit less on your plate, because I don't think Bulls fans quite get how difficult it is to balance leaving home at 17 years old, finishing high school in the middle of a season, and still finding ways to improve your game on the ice. And just how special has this season been for you on the ice, off the ice, and as a man?
It's been amazing. Like, I've always been pretty self-motivated and done a great job, but it's been tough with the school and hockey and just everything all together. But I've done a pretty good job at managing, I think. So, I'm excited for the future.
School's wrapped up, and maybe that was kind of the barrier, kind of keeping the moose in the pen.
Almost wrapped up. Almost.
All right. So now you're feeling that you're at the light at the end of the tunnel,
exactly.
just tearing it up. Now you're like, now I can be who I want to be, right?
Yeah.
That's got to feel pretty good. So congratulations to you. Best of luck this weekend, obviously, keeping it in check, because I know that, again, bad blood.
Don't want any more suspensions.
No. Listen, trust, you're talking to the guy who could not do this podcast last year because of sussies. So let's not, this is a whole new thing. Like this late in the season, I'm like, I'm still doing podcasts. This is cool. This is a new thing.
Mario pulled an Adam Brown last year, and in the final 8 games of the
jumped
season.
on the ice?
No, he jumped. We don't have to talk about it, but excited for the future for you, Bulls fans. Can we give it up for our Period 3 guest, Noah Narog?
If you see his fist coming at you, run.
Bulls fans, we are done with the regular season, and we will be watching with you this weekend. Flow TV as your Pueblo Bulls take on the Idaho Falls Spud Kings Friday and Saturday night. By Saturday night, we'll know what the playoffs may look like in Pueblo, and we'll tell you all the deets here next Tuesday at Fuel and Iron Food Hall. And you don't want to miss any second of Pueblo Bulls hockey on the official place for all things Pueblo Bulls, the Around the Horns Network.